This summer, I'm working as a lifeguard at my neighborhood's indoor pool. Tonight, I'm supposed to close the pool by myself. My main task was to use a pool cleaner before leaving, then make sure the gates are locked. This time, I used a new pool cleaner prescribed by my boss. As I locked the storage room, a loud splash from behind me made me jump out of my skin. It was already 11 p.m., but it wasn't unusual for teenagers to sneak in through one of the windows after hours. However, when I turned my body around, there was no one in sight. From the deep end of the pool, I could see a crimson, red tent that was slowly beginning to emerge into the surface. I cautiously walked over, looking around to see if someone was playing some sort of prank on me. But from what I could see, I was the only one left. I wanted to get a glimpse of what the source was before freaking out even more. Leaning down, I tried to reason with myself before I felt my body fall directly into the freezing water. My soaked clothes made my body feel heavier than before. It felt almost impossible to swim back to the surface. My feet eventually reached the bottom, where I finally realized what that red tent was. It was blood. Laying on the floor of the pool was a cat, but it wasn't moving, and I knew it definitely wasn't breathing. Half of its flesh was missing, leaving a trail of red blood drifting to the surface. One of its empty eye sockets almost resembled a runny egg. I started gagging in disgust, feeling the chlorine-filled water suffocate me. I used the floor as a platform to boost myself up. The deeper end of the pool was 10 feet, but it felt like no matter how hard I kept swimming, I would never reach the air. My hands eventually broke the surface, and I was left gasping to breathe again. I looked around the pool to see if anyone had entered while I was underwater, but there was no one. The room was completely deserted. All that was left was me and the dead cat resting at the bottom of the blood-tinted pool. I reached my arms up to swim back towards the ledge. Before I realized, there were large rashes covering up my hands. The smell filling up the room made me want to throw up. I couldn't tell if the stench was coming from the cat or me. I tried to press my fingers against each other, and the skin began melting off my flesh. My body struggled to stay afloat. The more my legs moved, the more weight I could feel being lifted off of my body. My lifeguard hoodie had completely dissolved, leaving only my red bathing suit to adorn my peeling skin. What was left of my skin was so burnt that my bright red bathing suit blended in seamlessly. I tried swimming towards the stairs, but every single movement made my insides churn from agony. The water felt like it was boiling against my bare flesh. I looked down to see how badly the rest of my body had been affected, but I caught a glimpse of my reflection instead. Most of my hair had fallen out, leaving only awkward strings of black protruding from my scalp. The side of my cheek was completely bare, revealing the back of my teeth and gums. It looked like I was permanently smiling. I knew it was impossible for me to escape, so I laid back and let the water fully engulf me. At a certain point, my body had stopped floating, and I began sinking to the bottom of the pool. At this point, the cat had been completely dissolved into bones. I thought to myself, what a disgusting way to die, even though I knew I was destined for the same fate. In the morning, a horrible smell escaped the room as my boss opened the pool gates. The pool was no longer its beautiful blue color. Instead, it was dyed a crimson red, with chunks of flesh floating around aimlessly. My body was completely dissolved into the water, but I still found myself having conscious thoughts. My boss looked down into the water. Something deep down inside me hoped he would fall in. Instead of freaking out or trying to call out for me, he smiled. It wasn't a nervous or scared one, but more like a stomach churning smile of glee.
Looks like the pool cleaner worked.
Thank you for watching. I really wanted to do another video involving body horror, but also something relating to summer, so this fit perfectly. I hope you enjoyed this video, and shout out to Juan for helping me come up with the ending. So goodbye for now, but not forever.